Hello, everyone. Today, I would like to show how you can use your existing QAD functionality to process your non-shipment related invoices, create detailed debit credit memos, and even consolidate your account receivables. Core QAD transactions that form account receivables are customer payments, sales invoices, and debit credit memos. Sales invoices in QAD are generated automatically as a result of shipment. You can issue separate invoices for each shipment or consolidate them. Invoice printing and posting can be and usually is automated. The whole shipment invoicing process is well established and quite efficient. And when adjustments to customer balances are required, there is a debit credit memo function in QAD. But as business grows and with it a number of transactions and invoices, you might find that debit credit memo function itself is not enough to accommodate various types of required adjustments. For example, there are very limited transaction details you can enter by using standard debit credit memo function. I want to bring to your attention to another standard QAD function that is often overlooked. The reason for this might be that it's more labor intensive in its vanilla form than you can afford. This function is pending invoice maintenance. I want to show you how easily you can create after the fact and non-shipment related invoices, calculate and process rebates, and even consolidate your account receivables. Here are a couple of scenarios. Shipments. First one is when shipments are not processed in the same QAD database or domain where account receivables are stored. For example, shipment and invoicing are handled by a third party, but you collect customer payments. You will need a way to bring the shipment details and customer invoices as account receivables transactions into one account receivables database or domain. And pending invoice maintenance function in QAD, together with our customer invoice data loader, can help you with this. And in a moment, I will show you how. Another possible scenarios where pending invoice maintenance is useful is when you might need to calculate customer rebates, issue detailed itemized rebate invoices, and allocate rebate amounts to multiple accounts, sub-accounts, cost center, and projects. This is where debit credit memo function in QAD shows its limitations, but again, pending invoice maintenance can come to your rescue. If you have multiple business entities and need to consolidate account receivables within one entity for better and more cost-efficient and cost-efficient account receivables management, again, pending invoice maintenance can resolve the issue. Let me demonstrate how you can run those processes by using Excel interface for QAD pending invoice maintenance. Excel interface to standard QAD pending invoice maintenance function is provided by our data loaders. They allow you to spend minimal time on building detailed customer transactions and use your valuable time instead on more critical account receivables management tasks. I will show you two versions of customer invoice data loaders. One gives you more flexibility and is more closely resembles QAD payment invoice maintenance function, and one is simplified version that creates posted memo invoices. Let's simulate a scenario when shipments are handled by a third party. They might also issue customer invoices, or you might need to issue them. A third party usually provides you with detailed shipment statement in electronic format that has information about items shipped, shipped to destination, and customers. After receiving such shipment statement in electronic form, you can open customer invoice data loaders and click on the import button to import data from the third party into this Excel spreadsheet. Since import function is customized based on the third party file format, I don't have it in this generic version, but I have a sample data I can use instead of import file. So here's my data. I will post this. So if you receive just customer code, no information about bill to, ship to, no item description, you don't know what ship via to use. So these are default QAD. These are QAD values that you need to enter when you create invoice in QAD. You can use get defaults button, and corresponding information will be populated from QAD. So this is the way to fill up those gaps that you might have in the incoming third-party file. And once you prepared everything, you can review the information received. If it's a large file, you'll probably won't spend much time on reviewing it. You rely on the information received. But what you might also do, and I will do in my example, I will make sure that I'm loading all my lines as memo type. So inventory balances are not affected, and items that I received, they don't need to be defined in my QAD database. So I'll prepare the data. Remember, it's a large file that you can open into this Excel template, and then you can click on upload, and the tool will validate information. So if there is any error found, it will highlight the error, but if not, then it will create pending invoice maintenance in QAD. As I mentioned earlier, we have two versions of customer invoice data loader. The one you currently see resembles pending invoice maintenance functionality. When data are uploaded, pending invoices are created as sales orders. You'll just need to print them to assign invoice numbers and then post them. And here I will do this. First, I will set print post flag to yes. Okay, I'll do the upload. Loaded successfully. Now I will print invoices. When I print the invoices, QAD will assign invoice numbers to my pending invoice. This is a real invoice number, and once I have them, I can post them into general ledger. This is the output of the standard QAD post function, and I can view posted invoices by clicking on view invoice button, just to double check how it looks and make sure it's there, but it's there. I can also re-download it to see that all the information is there. I can use the same third-party sample with my simplified customer invoice data loader just to show you the difference, the one that I started at the beginning. So here's my sample. I have customer information. You see it looks slightly different because this one will automatically create all lines as mem. I don't need to worry about it. And it has limited number of fields, which simplifies for me the data checking. I can click on upload. Again, need to select correct database. And now when load is happening, if there's no any errors, then unlike in the previous sample, when sales order gets created first, then you need to print post it, this simplified data loader will immediately create posted invoices. So I see invoice number here. I don't need to print post it. I can go and check accounts receivable for this bill too, and I will see that here is my invoice already sitting in the accounts receivables. So this one is could be easier or fit more for your specific business process, but again, it has limited capabilities, doesn't have all the functionality pending invoice maintenance in QAD has. So if that's the case, you can use another version that has two extra steps, print and post, but give you more freedom, and you create not only memo but also the regular transaction that will affect or adjust your inventory balances. So that was one example how you can process third-party invoices, upload third-party shipment information into QAD and turn it into accounts receivables. Another example is, what if you need to calculate customer rebates? You can easily do this with these loaders. For example, you can download all shipments made to this customer, all posted invoices to this customer. And let me do this. I can specify customer number and I can download posted invoices. I can select the database because I have a couple of them connected at the same time. And here's the list of my shipments to that customer. I can, just for simplicity, I can pick one. For example, so this is my shipment. I'll delete the rest. And let's say my rebate will be roughly 2% of the sold shipped quantity. So I can temporarily insert the, because it's in Excel, right? So I can put the formula here, calculate the sales amount, net price multiplied by quantity, and I want to put 2% of it, right? So I can copy the formula. So this is my rebate amounts that I need to post into QAD. I need to create rebate invoice. So I can copy that amount into the list price. Sorry. Copy value, will delete the columns where I did the calculations. And here I will put my invoice quantity to 1. To make sure that I will load it as memo, because it's just an adjustments to my accounts receivable, not an actual inventory transaction. Again, I will put here a date, but what's important, I have all the item information here. Again, I can accumulate it and process like the whole rebate invoice is a couple of lines, or I can put the detailed rebates per item, and I can allocate it to different cost centers. So I can, for example, I know that this item is, I will go to this cost center. I can change to what cost center the rebate for the item goes. I will leave it as is for now, and we'll review the data. We'll put the effective date 03/15, just to distinguish it from the rest of the invoices. We'll review again. I will click on upload. Now it looks like everything is correct, and I have sales order generated. I can again print post it, which is very quick. Just select print post. I will do print. Invoice number has been assigned, and I will do post. I can do exactly the same process through the simplified version, and instead of creating sales order, it will directly create invoice. For, let's say, this customer starting from 2018, I can do so. And then here I see the amount, so it's easier for me to perform the calculations. I can pick the invoices that requires rebates to be issued, and can process rebate invoice into QAD. Again, the same tool can be used if you need to consolidate your accounts receivables. Let's say that you have multiple entities that issue invoice, generate do the shipments, generate customers' invoices, but you need to handle your accounts receivables in one central entity to make the process efficient. And so what you can do, you can just use any of the tools, but probably 731 memo, customers invoice maintenance memo version of the template will be more suitable for this case because it will create memo invoices by default. You can select the database you need to get your accounts receivables from. Let's say you specify the date range. You need to bring all the invoices from another database or domain for January. We'll put the date range. We'll clear customer code. We'll select here different database, download, and then I'll just need to switch domain or switch database. And then I will click upload to upload them into my consolidated accounts receivable database. And if I'll do so, because I won't do this because download the data from the same database, if I would download them from different database, upload it into my accounts receivables database, then by clicking on view accounts receivable, I would see them all here in one database under one consolidated customer account. Our 32 soft data loaded can be tailored to your specific business process and make it smooth and effortless. If you're interested in finding out more about it, or whether you want what you've learned today can be helpful in your particular situation, we will be happy to look into details with you.